Hi everybody, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day 3 of recovery from surgery number 5. Sporting some bruises, and my hairdo. It's like I have a perm. Perms are coming back. So I figured I would do a YouTube before tomorrow because I get to take a shower tomorrow. It's pretty gross. But, so just been doing a lot of sleeping and relaxing and resting. Right. I haven't at all. I'm just joking. I've been up a lot at night, just like icing. And I'm kind of actually glad because I think my eyes would look a lot worse. Actually, they told me my eyes were going to be swollen shut. And they're not, but they're really like heavy. And there was a time actually where I was like, Dad, I think this one's going to be shut soon. But I stayed up at night. Even last night, every 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off, and really also helping with the pain because the pain meds, they're okay. So he went in, obviously, as you can see through my eyes, and then my left temple, I have a scar here, and then he went in, I can't tell, I'm just going by what my dad says, but like my top of my head, and then he said there's like a 3-inch scar, so feels really different. So I'm feeling really hopeful. I mean, I obviously have a lot of surgical pain, and this is from the bar fight though, so don't get confused. Like, this isn't from surgery, that's from the bar fight because I went out clubbing last night, or was it the night before? Yeah, so these are from the surgery, but this bruise right here is from the bar because I got punched, so just joking. So in my pre-op video, if you saw, Jen is such an amazing videographer that we're thinking about sending her off to do some graduate studies with Ashley at SAIC because the iPhone, once you start videoing, you can't flip it. So she thought she was videoing me the whole time. It's so funny. I love you, Jen. Thanks for being there and being so supportive and having my bracelet on and my tank, even though it was freezing, so you had to have your sweater on. But yeah, so Jerry and Jen were in the waiting room, and I don't know when my husband showed up, but I think he showed up like when my surgery was already done because he had to like get Ella to school, and then there was DC traffic, and Dr. Duchik was fast. He always says it's going to be longer, but then, I mean, come on, the man's a genius. So it was really funny because in pre-op, I actually, as always, remember, and they're like, well, you're not going to remember any of this. I'm like, yeah, I love it because you guys always say I won't. And so then the attending anesthesiologist was like, can I give her some more Versed? And the anesthesiologist is like, nah, we're going to have her under in like a couple minutes. But this time, I remember, it's like you start remembering more and more. But this time I remembered them strapping my arms in, and I've never remembered them doing that. And guess what? Dr. Duchik let me wear my bracelet the whole time. It was really great because he was in pre-op, and I was like, I probably have to take my bracelet off. And he's like, no, you do not. And that was really great that I got to wear that the whole surgery. It made me feel good that it was on my wrist. So I woke up and my nurse, it was funny because I felt like I had just woken up and surgery was over, and she's like, you've been in here for a while. And I was like, oh, have I been snoring? And she's like, no, but I think they lied to me because if you're out that cold, like, you're snoring. So I was doing snoring. So I was on, she was giving me all my IV meds, and then she brought in the oral Percocet, and I was like, "Oh, I get this back here?" She gave me some ginger ale. She's like, "Yeah, you've been back here for a while," and I was like, "Oh, I've never been given the oral pain medication back in this part of the recovery." And she's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "I'm just trying to keep ahead of it because we're gonna take you out to see your family soon." I was like, "What time is it?" Well, it was funny because when I woke up, I couldn't see because I had the ice packs on, and then plus there was stuff like squirting out, and I was like, "Am I crying?" She's like, "No." She's like, "We're having a little bit of bleeding, but we're keeping track of it." But it was like gushing, it was like squirting out, kind of projectile. I hope I'm not grossing anybody out. Anyway, so I got really quiet. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know if I can open my eyes." She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, I don't know if everything went okay with the surgery." She's like, "Oh." So she like lifted off the freezer pack. She's like, "Open your eyes." And I was like, "Yay." So then she put the freezer things back on, but we had to keep like changing the gauze because it was kind of, anyway. So then by the time, even all the way, like getting, so then when I went back to recovery and I would get out, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's coming out, it's coming out." So it was like dripping down. But by the time we got home and we were icing, it finally slowed down by that night. And then it was just like, I just had to like dab and it was fine. So everything's all good. And yeah, and it was so funny because then she was like, "Okay, we're going to bring you back to see your family." I was like, "Wow." And it was really quiet in post-op because remember, people, I've been there so many times. And she's like, "Yeah, today is a quiet day, but actually we have a lot of people in surgery, so we're going to have a rush." I was like, "As always, move them in, move them out." She's like, "No, you've been here for so long." She's like, "Plus, we've given you all the IV medication that Dr. Duchek has prescribed." She's like, "I can't give you anymore." And I was like, "What time is it?" It was just really funny. So anyway, yeah, so then went out and saw my dad, and then Dad and I had a nice little car ride back. I did feel a little bit nauseous, but I was fine. So I really haven't had any decent sleep because I don't want to ruin my hair. So I'm just, I don't really want to, I'm waiting. I don't want to sleep because I don't want to ruin this hairdo. Yeah. So that's about it. Tomorrow's a big day. Gonna have my shower. And yeah, Ashley's called a lot. Ashley's sick. She has a cold. It was so cute. I was like, "Oh, my Ashley, she's been calling so much and texting." It's all been because she just wants money. She doesn't miss me. But I'm over it. So, oh my gosh, the dog has been literally hysterical. Like, she knows I have a boo-boo. She does not want to get off the bed. She's been cuddling with me. She wouldn't eat for the first like 2 days. She just finally ate today, basically. It was really cute. I have beautiful flowers from, let's see. Well, Jen had brought me flowers the day before when we went and got our pedicures because I was told my eyes were going to be swollen shut. So she brought me purple flowers because she was scared I wouldn't be able to see them. And then I got flowers from my friend Jen and Dave. Jen, who I used to work with. And then I got flowers from my Phil's side of the family. And then Jen made awesome food, chicken, stuffing, carrots. And then I could eat the stuffing and the carrots. And then I would like take a little bite of the chicken. Like I would cut it, but I couldn't really chew because of the whole temple thing, but it's really good. But don't worry, the guys inhaled all of it. And she made chocolate chip cookies, and I did suffer through eating a cookie. I mean, I think it took me probably like 2 hours, but I did eat it. And then she brought me more flowers. Well, it was so funny because it was like, there's these like beautiful flowers over here, and all of a sudden I was like, on my nightstand, I was like, who brought those flowers? And my dad's like, Jen did when she brought the food. And I was like, oh, like, I was like in and out. And I was like, so I think I texted her, but thanks for the flowers. So it was funny. But anyway, I am just chilling. And I'm seeing Dr. Dujic next Thursday because he wants to take a look at my eyes. And then I find out, but I'm pretty sure I have to go back after that, like in a week or two, because then he'll address like the head incisions, but I'm not sure. And then I'm waiting for Maureen, my neurologist, to call me because I have to go see her. She wanted to see me when he took my stitches out. So I'm either going to see her next Thursday or when he takes the incisions out of my head. So I'm blabbing on and on and on. This is long YouTube. So anyway, it was a great day, full of lots of purple. It was funny too when Dr. Jucha came into pre-op. I was like, I have an extra purple Sharpie if you need one. It's in my purse. And he chuckled. So as always, I know I always say this, but it's true. Everybody at Georgetown University Hospital was fantastic, and I'm just going to rest and recover, and I will chat with you all soon. Bye.